Okay, today a little bit of a more serious topic, and I was actually wondering whether I should dive into that or not, but especially in this kind of casual conversational kind of way. I think as it is serious, I should probably mention it. You might have heard it, it's called imposter syndrome, and you could actually just joke. It's a paradox anyway, because if you would say that you suffer from that, then you are actually acknowledging that you are really good in what you're doing, and well, you're really good in what you're doing, but you think you're not. But how can you actually think you're not while you acknowledge that you do it? So I think just saying I am suffering from imposter syndrome actually means almost that you are not, and you are just fishing for sympathy. And again, as I said, this is a more serious thing, and I think you should not listen just to what I'm saying. If you are interested, or if you know more, want to know more about it, then please, look around elsewhere where there are people that actually can, tell you more about it, or can help you if you need the help. So, yeah, I'm saying I'm not actually suffering from imposter syndrome, because I do actually know that I am not good enough, that I'm a fraud. Okay, see, joking again. No, not joking. It's well, when did it started? I think it started basically actually in school, because my creativity is usually creating things, let's say, like doing drawings, whatever, which means that when you draw something, you actually had to go around and ask people, hey, what do you think of this? Hey, do you think you like this? And you might get an answer, you might not get an answer, but the fact is that you do have to go around and ask. While, let's say, the people there from the theater or the music groups there in school, well, they do a performance, they get the applause, and they got the feedback, So you didn't have to go begging for feedback. And I think that was probably something that, that got stuck with me. And I said, I am not an imposter, because I do know that, I know a couple of things, but then again, like Socrates said, I know that I know nothing. I don't think that he was an imposter, was he? I think that's some more of a philosophical concept. What I'm saying is, through the growing up process, you write them so many applications, you get so many rejections. You get to a point where you actually think somebody will find out, one day that I might have exaggerated, in what I can deliver, when I was in that job interview, or, even when you sign a contract, you think, you sign a contract, you know that you can deliver, but you think, actually, what if I don't deliver? So there is this constant fear, and that's actually that's a pretty crappy feeling. And as I said, I'm not a genius that just does everything. Maybe with a little bit of a caveat, that is, because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm probably fairly good with a couple of with the things that with the tools that I'm using. So sometimes I can achieve results that I am happy with, that the client or whoever asked me to do so is very happy with, which is amazing. But I feel like, I still feel like I tricked him, because while I was doing that, while I was doing my 3D in Rhino or whatever, I do my sketches, it felt like I'm just playing. It's so easy. It's not always easy. There's sometimes things where you really have, where you really struggle, where you have to dive deep, and you start looking up on the internet, how do you do these things. So yeah, guilty there as well. It's like even though I use Rhino every day, and I think I'm pretty confident, but I am actually not using every single function of the program. So sometimes when I have to do something that I haven't done before, and I might actually have to use a function that I haven't, then I thought, then I have to look it up, and then it's a little bit of a struggle. It's then I got basically thrown back into the learning curve, and this kind of, okay, I just started, and I look up things, because that's actually how I generally learn things. And then maybe I do another video about that, the general learning by doing. But what I'm saying is, it's because in general things are easy. I think, oh my god, I can't possibly ask money for that, because it's just fun, which is bad, because I should not ask money because I do something that is difficult for me. I do ask money for the value that I give to somebody. And just to put that, a couple of other things about the imposter syndrome that I learned, that is this kind of the external evaluation. Will that resolve it? Probably not, because even if I would suddenly get 15 projects, and I have to hire a bunch of people because everybody wants my design, I would still probably think I'm not good enough. Why just 15? I should actually be already so good that I can do 30 projects. So you always move the goalpost. And is it that I'm too hard on myself? No. Is it that I think others are so much better? Yeah, well, that's a general thing, with social media, that you think that everybody else is so much better, because, if it is, especially in creative terms, if it is photography, if it is making a video, if for YouTube, for example, or if it is, doing a 3D, even though I sometimes find, other designs maybe boring, but I still think, they are so much ahead of me, because they really know what they're doing. And but maybe you should actually apply a German proverb that is, they're only cooking with water just as well. So it's, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They are they might be struggling just as well as I do, most likely. But still, it's all about finding the confidence, finding the understanding that the feeling of not being good enough is a bad feeling, and you have to fix it. Don't believe on anybody that says, oh, that is the kind of fear is the drive. Fear is not the drive. Confidence is the drive. And you're probably better than you give yourself credit, unless you are if you have delusions of grandeur. But skipping that, you're probably good enough. It's just a very tough world out there. And I think I'm gonna stop stop it right here because I think the video is getting a little bit long, and you're probably already thinking, oh my god, when is this guy ever end? So yeah, I will dive probably into some of the aspects in the next videos, but in the meantime, give me some feedback, give me your thoughts. Do you think that, does it resonate with you? Do you feel the same? And if so, what you're doing about it. And yeah, cheerio. I see you next time.